5.1, the following funnel. Okay, I know you've seen this before. You get out what you put in, hard work pays off, all those cliches. This time, I'm a little bit more literal. I actually mean you literally get out what you put in. It is a science, and it's a simple science and the ultimate key to dominating Twitter. Let me explain with a couple of examples. Okay, so these might be a little obvious, but the simple science is in practice and it's exemplified in these two examples. If you want more interaction, ask questions, retweet, and interact more. You want interaction out, you put interaction in. Secondly, the big one, if you want more followers, you simply follow more people. You put followers in, you get followers out. It's a simple science and it's super easy. Why? Let me explain exactly why using the following funnel. So when you follow somebody, they get an alert on their Twitter account. If they're on their mobile phone, they get it there. And if they're on the computer, they get it in their interactions tab. And consequently, they are now aware that your profile exists. And if you had not given them this alert by following them, they would have no idea that your profile exists just because of the amount of accounts that Twitter actually has. It's almost impossible to discover new accounts in a natural, organic way like that. So this is an example of the type of alert that somebody will get when you follow them. This is one of my accounts, and you can see Quincy St. Louis has recently followed me on the 23rd of March. Quincy's now batched with these 6 other people who followed me on the same day, but as Quincy followed me, I got an individual notification on my account as I did with these 6 other individual people. I can now see all of their profile photos and click straight to their profiles. So this is super important, probably the most important point I'm going to make. So please make sure you understand what the following funnel actually is. And what it is the following funnel are the exact steps that a user takes after being notified that you follow them. Here's me being notified that Quincy follows me. I am now considered inside Quincy St. Louis's following funnel, and the actions that I take are all done now inside the funnel. So there are actually 4 basic actions that I can take or somebody can take once they're inside your following funnel. The top 3 I've listed here is an auto follow back, an interest follow, and a retweet. The 4th is obviously no action, but I haven't included that on this diagram. This is just to get an overview before I break down each step individually. As you can see at the top, user notified begins the funnel. Once they are notified, they're in your funnel and they can take one of the following 4 steps. Let's break them down. So the first action a user can take is an auto follow back. People who don't look at your page, but instead automatically follow back all accounts that follow them. Now this is between 3 and 10% of people, depending on the type of people that you are targeting. We'll get into that in a second. But also know that this isn't automatic as in a software automatically follow back. Twitter actually stopped using that function last year, and these auto follow backs are in the sense that the user does not look at your page, but instead anyone who follows them, they simply automatically click follow back on their Twitter page. The second action someone can take is an interest follow back. These are great. So people who see the alert, they see your follow, they then click on your name or profile image and investigate your page further. Because you follow them, you have interest in them, they're like, who is this cool person? Check out your profile. And if they're interested in your profile, they will follow you back because they then want to see your updates. And this is why it was so important that we optimized our account in section 3. Now this will be between 5 and 50% of people, depending on how well optimized your account is and the type of people that you are targeting. Again, we'll get into the relevancy of targeting people in just a second. Step 3, retweets and interactions. People who see your follow, look at your page, favorite, reply, or retweet one of your tweets to all of their followers. This is between 1 and 5% of people, but as you know, you are then exposed to all of their followers. and all of their followers can then see your profile and choose if they want to act in a similar way. This is awesome exposure and a really cool trick to getting more retweets and interactions is to make sure your last or latest tweet is very relevant to the type of people you are following. If you are about to put Oprah Winfrey fans through your following funnel, consider putting your latest tweet as an Oprah Winfrey quote because you know it's going to be relevant to these followers and therefore your interaction is going to increase. So lastly is number 4, no action. So people, they will see the alert on the account and won't click through to your profile, or they won't even see the alert. It will just be batched in with the minute that they get. And unfortunately, they won't be able to see your profile or they won't follow you back. It's going to be between 10 and 90% of people, depending on who you target. Obviously, the lower this number, the better. So we have the genuine users part. But how do we get the targeted users? Making sure that they're relevant to our account. This is why it's important to actually have relevant followers. I'm going to give you an example below, and you should decide in your head which you would prefer. Would you A, prefer to have 100,000 followers, but none of them care about your business or your profile or your tweets, and they never interact or engage with your account at all? Or B, would you rather just 5,000 followers, but they all absolutely love your business, love your profile, big fans of your content, and they're constantly sharing, engaging, and interacting with your account and all of your updates? I personally would rather B, and I hope that you do too. If, however, you prefer A, just jump on over to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and purchase 100,000 fake followers for less than $20, and then you'll have that social proof that you're looking for without having to put in work day to day. For everybody else, like me, who wants these 5,000 genuine targeted followers, what is the best way to get them? It's simple. The number one strategy is to locate a sibling account, where a sibling account is a relatively large account related or similar to your account. So it's pretty straightforward. Let me go through an example with you to make sure that we are all on the same page. So here's the case study. At Miami Pizza is the handle. They're obviously a pizza shop in Miami, and they want to target people who are A, in Miami, so they can actually buy their pizza, and B, they like pizza, so that they are relevant users and they're going to engage with their profile and hopefully order their products in the long term. So who are the sibling accounts of Miami Pizza? The top sibling accounts with the most relevancy are other pizzerias already in Miami. So that is at South Beach Pizzeria, at Pizza in Miami, and at Miami Best Pizza are the 3 biggest Miami pizza accounts. These will have users who A, like pizza, and B, are most likely in the Miami area, making them the highest quality sibling accounts for at Miami Pizza. Number 2, accounts that have a following geographically focused in Miami. Although they're not guaranteed to like pizza, they're going to be more relevant than people who are not in Miami. So we have Miami Heat, which is the Miami basketball team. Miami Dolphins is the Miami football team. And City of Miami is actually the official Twitter account of Miami. So these people are geographically based exactly where Miami Pizza want to target. So what makes a sibling account so awesome? You know that these followers of these accounts have already expressed interest in your industry or area, so they are relevant. They're very likely to find your account interesting because if they find Pizza Hut interesting, they're more than likely going to find Domino's interesting. They're basically the same company. No, I shouldn't say that. They're basically the same thing. They will be more receptive to take action and interact with your updates. Why? Because they're relevant and they like your stuff. And here's a 4th one, which is critical. They're recently active on Twitter. How do we know this? Is because we're going to be targeting the latest followers of these accounts, meaning these are the people who have most recently followed these sibling accounts we are going to be following. So we know they are active on Twitter recently and they've shown interest in these areas very recently. So once you have 3 to 5 sibling accounts, the next step is to advertise to these followers to get in front to make sure they know your profile exists. Obviously, how are we going to do this? We put their followers through our following funnel by following them. It's super simple, super easy, and it's going to get you amazing results.